We all love food. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love getting to Taco Bell and buying like a crap ton of man. But with how life has been going, with how my health has been, and trying to focus on bettering myself, I realized that sometimes we need to learn something called discipline.
And as a former big person, I understand that struggle because oftentimes we like to eat food depending on how we feel.
And ultimately, it's not the way to do things. We need to focus on the root problems of why we're doing certain things and understanding why we eat certain things, or understanding the food that we actually eat. So first off, in this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about my struggles with food and my relationship with food using common sense things that people are not going to talk about. Now, one problem that I had with food is, or one reason why I would tend to overeat, is due to stress. I think stress plays a big part of why we tend to overeat. First off, usually we are just straight up lazy because we don't want to go ahead and cook our own food and stuff like that. Because we have 24/7 access with like Taco Bells, Jack in the Boxes, and all that stuff. But the main reason why I was stressed out is because at that time in my life, I was part of a long distance relationship that was pretty difficult, as someone who prefers to have physical touch. And also, last year we had the crazy wildfires here in the islands of Maui, and that's why I haven't been uploading recently, is because I was getting over the fact of not only being broken up with someone, but also the fact of like trying to get my life back together and in general. Another fact of the matter is that sometimes we just tend to eat just because we're bored, just because we don't have anything to do. We'll wind up at like a freaking fast food joint or like pulling up to the grocery store just to buy food, just because we just don't have anything to do. And that's just the problem with not being able to socialize with other people. And another reason why people struggle with weight loss and discipline in terms of food is because they're eating supersized portions of what they should be eating. Now, in general essence, mainly for guys here, the amount of food depends, and I like to use the hand method. Basically, the amount of meat that I should be eating, depending on what I'm doing. For example, if this is a cut, I'm eating like a claw full of proteins. And then in terms of grain, I'm eating a fistful. Now, again, it depends on what your goals are and everything like that. But in generality, that is the real way to do things. And it has proven a lot of success for me personally, because whenever I see food or whenever I go out or portion my own lunches and everything like that, it shows me how much I've actually eaten and how much I used to eat, seeing that, oh man, maybe I don't need to eat excess of X. So you're probably asking the question, what is one way to discipline myself with food? And I think one way to do it is to begin meal prepping. Meal prepping essentially means that you are pretty much preparing your day a couple days prior. That way you just have food ready to go. That way when you get home from work or from the gym, or when you're crunched for time, you have something that you can heat up in the microwave. That way you are always going to be on your goals. The other thing that you may also want to consider doing is actually tracking your meals. So what I usually use is this app called MyFitnessPal, and let me just launch it for y'all here. Well, MyFitnessPal is a calorie tracker app where you track your daily intake of food that you eat, and of course there's the mathematics where it shows you how many calories if you're trying to attain a specific goal. So for me, it's to lose about 2 pounds a week, but now it's about 1. And I think if you follow a more standard route and you take a longer way to lose weight, you'll end up being a lot happier because you're going to make big lifestyle changes in terms of things like that. Anyway, I gotta get to work. I'll talk to y'all at lunch. Alright, work is done. It's time to hit the gym. Let's get right to it.
Go get that crown, now give me that. Lay off those pounds, shake off that. Go get that crown, now give me that.
finished up at the gym. I didn't tell y'all, but actually today is my dad's birthday, so we are planning to go eat out. My dad turns 91, which is crazy that my dad, although he married at a much older age, that he's still alive, and that's because of that discipline I was talking about. But like I said, the whole purpose of this video is to talk to you guys about how to get over overeating. And one of the questions I've always been asked, especially with newer gym people, is how do you manage to eat like when you go out randomly and the unexpected things in life? So usually my trick is I just let me control what I'm eating. I'm looking at what I'm eating, what I'm consuming. I try to stick close to, you know, the fist and the claw as much as possible. Once you have that kind of under control and you're like tracking your calories, over time you'll realize that, oh shit, I've been eating so much. And then, like I said before, you just start to recognize things that you weren't seeing before. Now, how does that affect now? Well, the thing with people is that when they start a diet and like they're like so dialed into it, they make such drastic changes. Like, so like they'll, instead of eating like something more reasonable, like when they were eating like 3K or like freaking 4K, they would go straight to 1200. Like, you're asking a lot for your body. I would suggest going to one of those like calorie calculators, or even talking to a doctor or a dietitian. Take the time to progress slowly. So when I started, I found out that I would So when I started dieting, I found out that I would eat like about 2,500 calories. So the first 8 months of the year, I dialed it down to 2,000. Just the 500 difference is a lot. And there's days where I'm like, frick, I want to eat chocolate, I want to eat this. And it's okay once in a while to eat foods like chocolates and stuff like that. It's okay once in a while to go over your calorie budget, but you should not do it. You're human. And it's okay to have those days where you don't eat correctly, but it's all good. It's all in the life. So we're gonna go get my dad's cake and then we'll head home because I'm extremely sweaty under this Young LA hoodie. Like, if Young LA is watching this, please sponsor me because I like your shit.
Let's go.
So there we are, Whole Foods.
Now give me that. Lay off those pounds, shake off that.
Last tip before we head to the birthday party for my daughter. Whenever you have urges to like eat food, one of the things that I did was just consume a ton of water. So I would drink just a gallon a day usually. But whenever I have urges to eat, most of the time, and what I've learned recently is whenever we feel hungry, it's not really that we want food. We essentially just want liquids in our body. So drinking more water, try to stay away from sodas and stuff like that will definitely help. And in terms of like sweets, you may want to consider like fruits, like apples, oranges, kiwis, whatever floats the boat, whatever you like. I would recommend that over like eating a chocolate bar or something like that. But, you know, that's just how I dealt with it. Everyone else is different. It's just the way that helped me lose a crap ton of weight. Anyway, I'm going to offload a bunch of this footage. I got to edit this short for the day. And I'll see y'all when we go to the party.
Go get that crown, now give me that. Yeah, now give me that.
Hey bro, rate your experience at Balai Pata.
Not worth it. Rather go somewhere else, bro.
Damn. I mean, that's how it be. Just tastes like regular Filipino food I could have made myself. So, totally forgot to record, but it's alright. So that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know the tips are like pretty obvious. But if you want some more tips, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and here on YouTube. I'm at Faker Hoops everywhere. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, now give me that. I'm catching my breather, I'm close to the edge, girl, you passing the reefer.